morning, everyone. So here I am from the city of joy, the city of Kolkata. And many of you must be wondering, why are we doing it at 8:30 instead of 9:30? And why am I in the car? Very interesting conversation that happened yesterday. That I'm currently in Calcutta and I've been doing my coaching calls and have a set of meetings lined up for the day. But a couple of interesting conversations that happened yesterday. Two of our regular viewers, and including my marketing director / founder of 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Studios, came up and said, how can you stop the Facebook Live? And there were two aspects to it. One aspect, a group of entrepreneurs who have been watching this program and probably getting some value out of it, which they can implement in their business. And it gives me a great, with all humility, a great deep sense of gratitude that the Facebook Lives that we are doing over the past 17, 18 weeks now has been able to add some value into the lives of the business owners. The second aspect was the view of my marketing agency. And Brad Sugars, the founder of Action Coach, is a strong proponent that marketing has to be consistent. Marketing cannot be up and down or spiking. So this is also part of, while we share knowledge, but this is also part of our marketing activity. And my marketing director / founder of 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, Studios, 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀, came up and said, sir, how can you stop marketing? We've always been talking about consistency. How can you stop doing that? So it's in that backdrop, sitting in the car, outside my prospect's office, with whom I have a meeting at 9 o'clock, and then a series of meetings with other prospects before I fly out to Bombay. And I thought, why stop it? If I am telling my clients, don't stop marketing, how can I not continue with marketing? And today, hence, a very interesting topic, the topic of sales mindset. Now think about a cricket match. There's no better sight than a fast bowler coming and bamboozling the batsman. And we have been watching this in IPL. And while I'm in the city of Calcutta, I read an article about how the Kolkata Knight Riders are getting deflated by fast bowling. So that's a different topic of conversation for some other day. But when you're in cricket, there's no better rhythm than a fast bowler coming in and bowling that bouncer or the yorker. And you hear the commentators saying, wow, he's on song. Similarly, when everything is going well in the business is on song. Sales team are able to meet the targets, customers pay on time, the business makes a decent profit, and the business is sustainable and healthy. But there's one factor which is critical in all of this. What is your marketing and sales strategy? Now let's think about it. Selling happens almost everywhere. Everyone is selling something or the other. Whether it's on the roadside or whether it's in a professional setting, whether somebody is earning 5,000 rupees or somebody earning 1 crore of rupees, everybody is selling. But most professional salesperson also find sales a challenge. Now picture this. You get to choose your clients you work with. Instead of getting turned down by your prospects, you're turning them away. This is how an ideal situation should look like. But if it sounds too good to be true, you could be one of many of us as entrepreneurs who believe that rejection is part of the game, when rejection necessarily should not be part of the game. Yes, we hear more no's than yeses, but there are several critical elements, several critical mistakes that we make consistently for us to get those more no's than the yes. And today I'm going to talk about 7 such mistakes that we make. And if you could stop avoiding them or stop doing them, if you could avoid them, then you become the person who will be calling the shots. First of them is having that sales mindset. Now, while I'm talking in terms of sales and I'm telling you don't have that sales mindset, this is counterintuitive. But you should never approach your prospect as a salesperson. And these are common jargons that I'm going to use, and people will say, sir, what the hell, the same jargons that you're using? But ladies and gentlemen, we continue to make the same mistakes even after knowing all these terminologies. Approach your customer, your prospect, as a solution provider. You are not somebody who's trying to get something from them. And this is something that I keep on telling all the sales professionals, that don't be the taker, be the giver. Because the solution that you're going to give to them is far more invaluable than the money that they're going to give to you. Whether I, as a business coach, helps businesses scale up, whether somebody else in the digital marketing agency who helps build brands, or there's somebody else who's selling elevators and ensuring that there is safety and security for those residents moving up and down, or somebody selling a great quality sari. I met a fantastic father and daughter combo yesterday who are in a startup called as 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗵, and they're coming out with beautiful designs of t-shirts, not only for making money, but also helping the artisans of rural West Bengal. We are the solution provider. The t-shirt is not a t-shirt. T-shirt should be an experience. Business coaching is not about getting the fees paid by the client. Business coaching is about helping the client scale up. Hence, the tone that you use has to be very, very critical, especially in the first few seconds. If you're overly enthusiastic, excited, and tells the prospect, I'm trying to sell you something, if you give away that involuntary signal to the client that you're trying to sell something, then the client gets defensive, the prospect gets defensive. Instead of that, think about how you're going to have that conversation. Like a doctor, diagnose the problem, dig deep into the challenges that the client is facing or the prospect is facing, and give a solution. The patient never questions the doctor, this medicine is too expensive, or will it work? He trusts the doctor because he believes that the doctor has given him or her the right solution. Second mistake that we make is we become too pushy. Yes, we are desperate for revenue. I am a commercial organization. I'm desperate for revenue. Everyone out there who's watching this live or who will watch it at a later date, we are all desperate for revenue. But when we are looking at only the results, then we become pushy. Results is an outcome of actions. We should be focusing on actions, and that will stop us from becoming pushy. If you do close the deal this way by being pushy, the client won't feel too good about it. The client would not probably recommend you. Since you're pushing your agenda, pull the prospect towards you, and that comes in from the solution provider. You want the idea to come from them and not you. You are the person asking the right questions, and the answer should come from your client. Help them make the conclusion that it makes sense for them to buy from you. Do this by asking the problem or the desire, and then helping them visualize that once they buy from you, how their life and business will change. The third mistake we make is giving away too much power. As a result of the desperation, the salesperson gives away control and agree to whatever the client or the prospect wants, because we're desperate. And I spoke to this about a couple of days back with one of my clients, that why is your AR so high? If your AR is high, either you're being pushy or your client is taking you for granted. And as a salesperson, it's all if the entire focus is based on targets, then you have lost that control. The client is now dictating. Start the relationship by positioning yourself as an equal. You're not a taker. A salesperson is not a taker. You are an equal. You set the boundaries. You set the expectations. And when you communicate your value and the problem you're solving, and why you are positioned uniquely to address his problems, you don't have to now be the pushy or giving away control to the client. The fourth mistake that we make, because we are pushy, because we're desperate, we try to discuss the price too soon. That's the fourth mistake that we make. Your prospect cares about two things, value and the price. Even before you talk about the price, you must be communicating the value and by articulating how that value is going to solve their problem. Price becomes an issue in the absence of value. So if the desire or pain is strong enough and you have a compelling reason to sell to them and they have a compelling reason to buy to you, no price in this world is too high. If the prospect asks for a discount or additional services, that means you're talking price too soon. Speak about value. Remember, we spoke in one of our sessions on the FABV, the feature, advantages, benefits, values. The moment you move away from F and A to B and V, you're talking value. If you're stuck at F and A, you're talking about pricing. Fifth, allowing delays. You might be talking multiple times to a prospect if you're selling something that's hundreds of thousands of dollars or rupees. But most of the time, you should be able to close the sale in the first 3 interactions. If you're not able to close the deal in the first 3 interactions, the momentum is lost. If the client doesn't see value, then it's over. Yes, you may want to talk multiple times to build a prospect, a lead into a prospect. But when you're talking value to that prospect, you should be able to ask for a closure. If your potential client says that they need to think about it or talk to a business partner, that is usually because they're unsure and concerned about the deal. Ask them about their hesitation and you get to the core of the issue and address it. If you're not doing the root cause analysis, you will not be able to close the sale. For example, if they're concerned about the price, offer them some other options, maybe a downgraded version of your product or services. And if your organization or the industry that you're in offers them a payment plan or a financing option, like we're talking to one of our clients in Kolkata, and they are in the verge of closure with a financing organization which will give the clients an option of financing, so be it. But you need to bring it to a closure rather than keeping it dragged on. Yes, nurturing is something else. They are not your real prospects at this point in time. The moment you start talking to them, you need to bring them to a closure. Sharing proposals. You've spent long hours crafting a perfect proposal and you hear nothing in response. You know the proposals can be a waste of time. Yet many salespeople expect them to do the heavy lifting for them. If you can't close on someone when you're connecting with them at that moment, what do you think that proposal can do? Your proposal is just a sign of document. Proposal elaborates everything that you've verbally communicated and the client has accepted. But if you are not able to sell, the proposal cannot do the selling. So a lot of salespeople feel that I'll go to the office and send a proposal out to them. The proposal is important, but proposal cannot close if you have not been able to close. These are documents which is useful as an agreement to communicate expectations after you close the sale. Also, if you're sharing other customers' experiences and success stories, please understand in many cases, your prospects don't care. They don't care about what you have done for your other prospects and what are their success stories. They want to know how you can solve their problem. So talk about them. The more it is about them, the more the probability of the prospect getting convinced, rather than telling them sob stories, your success stories of your multiple customers and prospects that you have dealt with. Yes, those are examples that you throw in, but they cannot be the only conversation that you're having with the prospect. Finally, number 7, finalizing the deal in the wrong way. After the prospect agrees to work with you, you don't sit in silence. You have to get into a verbal handshake to reaffirm that sale. Ask them if they're ready to move forward. When you repeat it, you can move to the next step of discussing the terms. Every word in sales matters. Every emotion in sales matters. Every body language in sales matters. Your prospect is nervous that they will make the wrong decision. They are getting into the cognitive dissonance mode. They're committing to you about paying you a certain amount of money for a product or service that they've never used in the past. So they're nervous. So stop using difficult words like contracts. Call agreement, paperwork. I use the word paperwork. Let's complete the paperwork. Paperwork is a validation of the agreements that we have had between both of us. It is not a contractual, it's not a legal document. When you close the deal, congratulate the new client for making the decision. Don't thank them, because they have made a decision. They have made a decision to buy from you. It's not that you have sold to them. They have bought from you. And you congratulate them instead of saying thank you. Keep it always about them rather than being you. Build that equality. Ladies and gentlemen, sales is an art and science. The science is what you say. The art is your tone, your mindset, your self-image, your grooming, your personality, the body language, the positivity. Science is easy to master. But today, if you want to become a fantastic salesperson and want to close deals faster, you have to become the master of the art of selling. Master both of these and you become the master closer. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep writing to us. It is of immense value to us when we hear comments, when we hear feedback. We want to hear how we can help you. Let us know which subject you want me to talk. From this Wednesday, we are starting a new series, Talking to Entrepreneurs. Every Wednesday afternoon, 5 to 5:30, we'll talk to an entrepreneur and talk about his journey. If you're interested about talking about your journey, write to us. Put in your contact coordinates here. My team will reach out to you every Wednesday. Yes, our May calendar is blocked for now. June onwards, we can start blocking your calendars and my calendar. I will be talking to you. I'll be asking you about your business. You need not be my client, but let's talk about your business. Take your business to the world through our channels and your channels and see you grow. We want to see you grow. Thank you so much for your time. This is signing off from Calcutta. I'll be in Bombay tonight. Look forward to speaking to any one of you. And next Monday, going back to the original time, 9:30 a.m. with Monday Morning with Moloy. Same place, same time. Not same place, not Calcutta. Mumbai. Thank you so much.